Kenyans are mourning the death of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. He passed away at the age of 80 after suffering a fatal heart attack during a visit to India. Crowds have gathered in the capital, Nairobi, near Odinga's family home. His followers affectionately call him Baba, a name reserved for a beloved father figure. Odinga sought the presidency 5 times but never became president. He was arguably the face of Kenya's opposition for more than 3 decades. President William Ruto has declared 7 days of national mourning, calling Odinga the father of Kenya's democracy. Let's cross over now to DW correspondent Edith Kimani. She's in Nairobi for us. Edith, tell us what's going on in Nairobi. How have people received the news of Odinga's death?
Well, the news came in first thing in the morning, and there was quite a bit of shock and disbelief when the news started to trickle in. But as soon as that dissipated, the mood became almost celebratory. And I was thinking, as I was going to cover this in the Central Business District, that if somebody were a visitor to Kenya or Nairobi today, they would mistake the scenes on the streets with those of a protest or a celebration. But it is the culture here in Kenya that the bigger the personality, particularly in public, then the more overt and big the mourning process is. And that's just a cultural phenomenon. However, to the people I spoke to, they referred to themselves in a very specific term, which in Swahili translates to follower, almost of a deity or movement. And this is how they see themselves, and that's why they were out there today, screaming and shouting in his honor and screaming his praises. Because to them, he represents a symbol of defiance. He is the person who they saw growing up, many of them born 20, 30 years into his political career, who see him as a symbol of resilience, and that is who they're mourning today.
He was, of course, a key figure in African politics for decades. What more can you tell us about his life, and what will be his legacy?
You only need to look at the nicknames that Raila Odinga had to understand what kind of man and politician and really legacy he leaves behind. You mentioned the first one, Baba, a term which is reserved as a thing of endearment, but also of high respect. And this is because of the road that he paved for many politicians who've come after him. He was detained, as a matter of fact, because of that movement and because of that audacious nature that he has. He was also called Tinga, which refers to tractor in Swahili. And this refers to his bullish way of doing politics, creating his own path where there seemed to have been none. And he was also called Agwambo. This comes from his mother language, and it loosely translates to mysterious or enigma. And this basically refers to Raila Odinga's ability to cross the political divide and create coalition governments with people who were referred to as his political enemies perhaps months or even years before. However, this nature of his to be able to, reach the political aisle and extend an olive branch was criticized more recently by younger people who saw it as self-serving, who saw his exploits as being those of a politician who's using their pain to advance his own political career. However, if you ask any Kenyan today, they will tell you that Raila Odinga, whether they liked him or respected him, will be remembered for advocating for Kenya's political freedoms.
We don't have much time, but what will be the next steps now?
Well, there's a plane that's currently heading to India to collect his body. His family and close opposition members are on that flight. Once that body is returned, as you've mentioned, there will be a period of mourning nationally, and we expect a state funeral to be held. But at the moment, all eyes are trailed in Bondo, his traditional village, where funeral rites and arrangements are currently being made.